Hi guys, this is Jason Hornback. I've actually been doing a lot of research on the Samsung BD-C6500 Blu-ray player. I actually came across a great little segment on CNET.com. They actually give an all-out review. I figured you guys would benefit from this. I hope you guys liked the review as much as I did. Lots of great features to this Samsung Blu-ray player. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Matthew Moscoviak, Senior Associate Editor at CNET.com, and we're here with the Samsung BD-C6500. This is a mid-range Blu-ray player from Samsung, and it's currently selling for about $225 online. As you can see, the design's a little bit different for Samsung, which we liked. There's not as much glossy plastic on the front. It has kind of a brushed metal look, although it is plastic, and that's nice because you're not going to see as many fingerprints or smudges on the front of your Blu-ray player. Once you turn it on, you'll see that Samsung has completely redesigned its user interface, and we like the new look. There's kind of a wood grain background, and there are big, colorful icons so you can choose what services you can take advantage of, and it's also easier to get to some of the streaming media features, which are located right on the top of the menu. If you click on the Internet at TV icon, you're going to be brought into Samsung Apps, which is the company's new expandable apps platform. What that means is that developers are going to be able to write programs for the player so that you can add functionality after you bought it. We don't know if the Samsung Apps platform is going to take off, but there's already plenty of great streaming media services available, such as Netflix, Vudu, Pandora, and YouTube. If you look around back, you'll see the connectivity available on the player. There's a standard port such as an HDMI output and an optical audio output, but the big step up on this player is the 7.1 analog output, which most competing Blu-ray players have dropped from their mid-range players this year. That's a nice step up if you have an older non-HDMI receiver, so you'll still be able to take advantage of those high-resolution audio formats like Dolby True HD and DTS HD Master Audio. You also see there's an Ethernet port on the back, but the Samsung has built-in Wi-Fi, which makes it easier to access those streaming media features like Netflix. There's also 1 gigabyte of onboard storage, so you don't need to connect a separate USB flash drive if you want to access BD Live downloadable content. Pretty much the only feature the BD-C6500 doesn't have is 3D Blu-ray capability, which Samsung offers on its flagship BD-C6900. Now, that's probably not a big deal if you're not thinking about going into 3D anytime soon. However, we would mention that the competing Sony BDP-S570 is going to be 3D upgradable, and it costs about the same amount. So if 3D is something that you're thinking about in the future, you may want to check out the Sony. In terms of Blu-ray image quality, we were really impressed with the Samsung. It passed all of the most important test patterns that we threw at it, and it also handled our standard program material tests. Sure, our high-end Oppo BDP-83 reference Blu-ray player passed a couple more test patterns, but it's just not a difference that you're going to see on the vast majority of Blu-ray movies. Our biggest disappointment with the BD-C6500 was operational speed, as it wound up being one of the slower Blu-ray players that we've tested this year. It actually did okay if the player was already booted up and you're just trying to load a simple movie without any BD Java menus, but if the player was turned off, it took a little bit longer to boot up, and some of those movies with BD Java menus like Pirates of the Caribbean or Spider-Man 3 took longer than other competing players like the LG or the Sony. Altogether, that sluggishness is really the only thing we could complain about on the BD-C6500, as it has more features than its competitors in this price class, and its Blu-ray image quality is excellent. So if you're willing to wait a little bit for your movies to load, this is a great option in the mid-range price class. I'm Matthew Moscoviak, and this is the Samsung BD-C6500.